recording process for Colourblind?
Well, that was a good, crazy 3 weeks.
Ready? I got this.
3
Okay,
She's
we
gonna
had
follow
3
another
weeks.
document.
I started first, guitars and bass went second week, and the vocals on the third week. And we had about 8 songs we had to do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
talking about-
are you guys talking
Oh,
about?
how was the process?
No. I think they're talking about for Flood of the Swine.
Flood of the Swine? Oh, because
Well, in general, but I also want to know about Flood of the Swine
Oh,
too.
I'm gone.
But
for Flood of the Swine, it was the same. It was the same producer. I was just he had a different studio, and
he does a really good job too with the band.
Yeah.
His name is Chris Paquette. He runs No Boundary Studios. The guy just knows what he's doing. He's a multi-talented instrumentalist, so he can relate with you for drums and how you want your drums to sound. He can relate for you for guitars, for bass, for singing. He does all of it.
Right, without you having to explain to him in detail.
This is a drum set.
Yeah. He's just like, listen, I know you want to have that like pop sound, so don't worry, we're gonna nail it down for you. And you're just like, good. Just a lot of security is offered when you're recording with him.
he wants you to have the track sound like you want it to
Right.
sound.
Yeah, and he wants it to sound as real as possible. He doesn't want the overproduction part of it. He doesn't want any of that to happen. He wants you to sound like what you sound like live, just without hitting flat notes or anything like that.
Well, that's good, because an engineer will make all the difference.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had, in our recording, we've had good engineers and bad ones.
And of course, once you put out the product and that engineer's name is on it, and it sounds like crap, I mean, that is
That's a double-edged sword.
reflection on them.
For the band, you're like, oh, you guys could have done a better job. And then
Yeah.
for the producer, you're like, really, dude? Like, we
Where
were
did they
way,
record?
way more out of that. But, every time we go in there, it's kind of like stepping into the mystery machine. And you come out and you're like, wow, that's what it sounds like at the end. It's a trip. But
It's always a great time. He makes you feel like you're at home and stuff. Plus, right now he's got a studio at his house, so it's
You're
easier for
literally at
him.
home.
Yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
he's
With
like,
his
you guys want to use
cats.
the kitchen? Go ahead, go upstairs. You're like, wow, this is as real as it's gonna get.
As I mentioned before on a different show, one time doing some recording, we paid for this really fancy studio, and there was this like $30,000 grand piano in there, and it was like $500 an hour to rent this piano.
Oh my god.
And my guitarist at the time walks in with his 40 of old English and slams it down on the piano.
You know, now-
This is why
When
we
we
can't
start
have nice things.
Just put it over here. All right, thanks.
Sorry.
So you guys have an EP out and then are currently recording, right?
We're actually done
Or that-
recording.
Yeah, we just finished on Thursday. He's just doing the mixes, so once we all agree on what mix we want, we'll have it out soon.
Hopefully by the end of August, we should be releasing that.
No,
End of August, early
hopefully,
September.
no, don't tell
they're
the
gonna
kids that.
fight.
We're probably gonna do it in fall.
And then for
Um,
August, we'll come back on the radio and be like, yeah, October.
Yeah,
And then
no,
October we'll come back
it'll be
on
in
and be like,
fall
it's like a Christmas
because
thing.
we need all the
Coming.
artwork and everything done with it. I want to have everything done so we're not just throwing one thing. A few months later, another thing at you, another thing. I just want to kind of gradually give you everything at the same time.
So does Colourblind pine over the artwork as much as they pine over the recording? I'm hearing, getting that vibe.
Yeah, kind of.
I
Well,
do.
Or just make
we
something up
really
with
don't even
Sharpies?
have a good answer for that right now because we're not pining at all.
Yeah. Kind of
For the recording,
brainstorming.
we pined a lot.
We did it line by line.
Pre-recording, I'm up till like 2, 3 in the morning writing songs.
So
Like,
you're
does that
pined
not
out.
even make sense?
Mhm.
I don't think it makes sense. Then I have to like change everything and change the whole song. So I mean, I say we're gonna plan it out with the art too.
We want to make sure that we're giving you guys the best that we think the best is for everybody, and make it better than the EP. I know that we have Colorblind from the EP as well as Abducted are being remastered as we speak, actually, probably.
Yeah, they are being mixed and mastered by Chris at No Boundary Studios, who is the sweetest man.
He really is though,
He is.
with his 2 studio cats.
And
They're
your
the
cat.
best.
I think that makes a difference because if you have a miserable time whilst recording, the product is going to reflect that, and it's
It's
going to
gonna
sound
be
like crap.
a room full of miserable musicians. Like, man, you guys really did not want to record this, huh? It's like, not really. It's just the dude and like the way everything lined up. It's whatever. This is our album
It
now.
was cheap.
The guy said $100 for 10 songs, so we just did it.
Here
We
you
recorded
go.
in the back of his Ford Fiesta. I'm going to spin a few more tunes, and we're going to come back, wrap things up with Colourblind. I'm going to let everybody know how they get a hold of Colourblind, and of course, these guys have some shows lined up. But before that, we're going to hear from my old pal Michael Graves, who incidentally is currently on tour, and here he is with Night of the Living Dead.
Where's he touring?
Die for life.